And actually, you know what? I thought it wasn't going to look as okay with the hair with the white shirt, but it looks fine. It looks fine. Not as good, but it's fine.
It looks fine, yeah. I was going to say, it doesn't look as good. It makes his... Well, you know, it makes his skin a lot whiter, and, you know, the Koreans, they love to have white skin, so maybe that's what he's going for.
He looks like an angel.
He does.
And now he's up against Ror0. He defeated him the last time these two met on a very different map with a very specific timing that Ror0 did not expect because it's not really used in contemporary TDZ. It was used in Wings of Liberty. The players are ready. They're in the lobby. What I hope to see is MarineKing going for that biomix style where he's like a hybrid mix of Marines, Siege Tanks, and Thors. I think that would be a great choice for his style on this map. Now we are going into the real last, final set of round 2 before we go into the playoffs. One of these teams will get 7th, the other last place down at 8th. Let's find out who it's going to be.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left, in the purple for Prime, it is MarineKing.
Down in the bottom right, in the blue for Samsung Galaxy Con, it's Ror0, the ace player. By far their most successful player individually or team-wise.
Yeah. You mentioned before how he was probably expecting to go against Creator. Creator pretty much known as the ace player for Prime, but not being sent out here. Ror0 was probably pretty shocked, as was probably the whole Samsung Galaxy team.
Yeah.
I think sending out MarineKing here instead of Creator was actually a good idea. Just in general, just to fool around.
It's definitely a sneakier choice that
I don't mean fool around by like not take it seriously. I mean fool around by like fool your opponents.
Mind game him.
Yeah.
Now, let's see what strategy he chooses, because part of me wanted to say that, you know, we're going to see a 2 barracks proxy no matter what. Like, that was my initial gut feeling. Obviously, we're not seeing this now. And MarineKing definitely plans to see, you know, to show us a longer game. The timing that we saw him use was heavy stim timing off of 2 base with no 3rd CC on Polar Knight, and he just rushed in. Or did not see it coming, could not scout it. The scouts were denied. He didn't have the banelings he needed in order to defend. And we've seen mech a lot on this map have success, but only with certain players. And if MarineKing is to mech, I feel it's going to be that same type of mech with the you know, bio combination, where it's like more so marine mech, that hybrid style that doesn't really have a name.
Yeah, I can't really see MarineKing just in general going for full mech, and I would be very surprised if he does do that. We do see Ror0 putting down the hats first into pool. Not too surprising. He did send out that early scout just to make sure that MarineKing wasn't going for that 2 barracks proxy you mentioned.
Yeah.
And saw that it was just a normal barracks gas. The Reaper coming out, so he's just going to back off, get that hatchery down, be in a pretty good spot.
SV checks first, by the way. Oh. I was going to say he checks to make sure nobody's coming in before he goes out. Leaves the depot open. Drone's all the way home now. Long walk. Long little flap, I guess. Flapping that. No workers actually.
What are those? Are those wings?
Yeah. They hover. It's like been explained. They have like they have some sort of way to hover on the ground. They kind of like float with their wings.
Okay.
Probes have like anti-gravity things below them, so they float. And then SCVs, of course, boost with their little jetpacks they have on the back of them. And they're self-contained vehicles. Or is it subspace construction vehicle? I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. I don't know. That's like one of the few things.
Those words are too big for me, man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can tell you the fusion cutter is the name of the ability for the SV attack, but I can't tell you what SV stands for.
Well, you don't have to. It's not too important. We call them SCVs.
Yes.
And besides SCVs, we do have a Reaper here. The Reaper I was talking about. It did come out here, did see everything that Ror0 was doing. Not much to see. Just a very standard play out of Ror0.
Fast third CC here from MarineKing. He loves that style. Super greed mode. Lings get denied here. In fact, all of them killed. Delayed the command center slightly for about 100 minerals there. So, not the best trade, but if he had gotten in, it would have been different. Now, speed is halfway done. Once he has that, he can poke a little bit more. His Lings are going to have a little bit better map control, more map presence. Let's see how much damage MarineKing's Hellions can get done. How much creep can he deny? Can he kind of mess around with that third base and get some damage done there? Because he doesn't have a lot of follow-up with this, considering that he has that third command center coming up so soon. So he has a big explosion to his economy coming up, but the lack, of course, for him is going to be in the army.
Yeah.
Doesn't have as much pushing power.
I was wondering when exactly Ror0 was going to throw down the third. It was not so early, very safe timing, not too late. Just wants to make sure everything's good here. He's playing very safe, waited till the speed is up first.
He knows what happened to him last time. He played a little bit greedier against MarineKing, waited too long to get those Banelings out, and it cost him the game. MarineKing hides Hellions, knows that with speed on the map, just a few Hellions, like 2, not going to be enough. Wants to have 3 here at least. And wow, he got an SCV with that. That makes it worth it. And whoa!
That was close. Yeah, that one SCV he got was probably the weakened one that was building the command center earlier on. But by going up there, by going up the ramp with the Zergling, he did see all of the buildings. I'm not sure if he got to click on the ones that were building. Probably not. But he did not see the command center.
That's true. Stim is halfway done. The E-bays are a little bit later here, but they're faster than the evolution chambers, so that's something to note. In this matchup, upgrades are so important for the Zerg to stay in tow with. If the Terran player gets 1 upgrade lead ahead with all the firepower Marines, it gets out of control. Plus, they know that the 3-3 is going to be faster for the Terran in almost every situation because it takes so long to get Hive. That's so expensive. If you get the Armory out, you want that anyways to potentially make Thors and to get upgrades for your mech units. And then, you know, that just allows you to unlock 3-3, whereas the Zerg has to get Infestation Put and Hive before you can research those. Nice pickoffs here by MarineKing on the drones.
Yeah, that one drone actually was a very nice buddy and lined up with his other drone buddy to die together. So he did line it up for the 2 kills.
He could actually get more here, I feel. The Queens are a little bit out of position. He's concerned at home, of course, with the Ling run by, but...
Yeah, Ling's just poking at the front, notices there's a wall, have to back off, and Hellion's going to be pushed back here for now. There's the lair timing.
Yeah, wants to get that out for Ling speed. Baneling speed, excuse me. Additional barracks now being added for MarineKing, who still hasn't landed his 3rd command center. It's not floating. The upgrades are actually not very far behind at all for Ror0. He really hit that spot on when his evolution chamber's finished.
Yeah, MarineKing waited a little bit, it seemed. Maybe it was a little bit focused on that Hellion micro there.
Yeah, slight delay.
But he does have his 1-1 as well coming across. Do have, of course, the melee upgrades here for Ror0. Going to want those for the Banelings as well as the Zerglings.
That's a huge group of Zerglings here, and only 4 Hellions. They get surrounded. Great trade here for Ror0. Freebie. Not want to fight against that much bio, though, especially with 1-1 getting closer. But he is going to float 2 medevacs over, knowing the Spire is a long way off. After being scouted, drops out here. Kills a few Zerglings. Going into Blue Flame, that infernal pre-igniter upgrade.
That one. We do have the Overlord speed as well being put up here, as well as that Spire.
He's actually adding, Brendan, some Marauders in here. Hellbats. We could be seeing him hit a pretty aggressive timing. It's not a normal timing. When I say timing, I don't mean like, oh, it's that timing that we've seen over and over and over again. It's just like a timing window where he knows that Baneling speed might not be done, or he doesn't have enough mutas, so he has a heavy group of Marauders with Hellbats to just kind of charge through and do damage, especially with Blue Flame. He's got 1-1. He's getting +1 for his Hellbats as well. 2-2. If he waits for that, then he's going to miss that window I was talking about. But he certainly could start to be aggressive with some Hellbats, some of the Marauders he's adding in here.
There's a Thor on the production tab. We could see that kind of composition you were hoping to see actually come out of MarineKing here, kind of mainly, bio upgrades, but he does add in some Hellbats and Thors to even out his composition a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to be quite like that, but he has the Thors to help with the Mutalisk count and to help him at home while he moves out with his Bioforce. And then of course later the Thor will join in for some Zerg crushing fun if you can help it. 14 Banelings on the map with no speed, and unless it just finished as the production tab was being added, he hasn't started it. Nope. Uh-oh. This is a big problem. He needs that upgrade. If he doesn't have it, MarineKing will... You know how good MarineKing is against speed Banelings? Just take that away from the equation and imagine how well this is going to go for Ror0. The answer is not well.
It won't go well at all.
He will not be well.
The
Ror0,
wellness will not be here. There will be no light well here.
He's like going to do a Baneling run by and he doesn't realize he doesn't have speed. Like, this is actually pretty bad.
He starts it right now. I don't see any reaction on his face, but still had to have forgotten it. Here he's going to see this supply depot wall. He's probably just going to go on it. Oh, gets lowered for him and goes all on the bunker here. These Zerglings not going to do anything.
Yeah, with Medivacs over here, the damage done by Stim is negligible. Mutalisks over here, one turret should be enough to deny them from the natural. Elbat's running in to help out. That's not what he wants. Where's the Thor? There he is. Gonna help these Mutalisks disperse. Yeah, I guess that was a weird way to put it. He forces them to. It's like, let me help you get out of here.
Let me help you get out of my house.
I'll escort you to the door. Now, this group of Mutalisks can actually fight these SCVs before they repair. Once they start to repair, they don't want to stick around. It's just too expensive.
One Muta goes down. Still no Baneling speed completed. He's going to come over here. No turrets over here, but a huge Bioforce could come in. But a lot of these Zerglings doing a bunch of damage already. None of these Banelings, though, are going to connect, and the Mutas are starting to go down as well.
I actually just hope he goes for a counterattack now. Army supply 128 to 87. He's like losing Zerglings over here. He's 40 army supply up with better upgrades on the way, +2 for his Thors on the way. 9 Banelings only on the map. He's going to lose all these Morphing Banelings. Oh, that's MarineKing for you.
He's not going to make a mistake there. He's going to look while that happens. Different player maybe is looking at somewhere else on the map, but he's looking right there at that moment, and I'd love to see an attack here as well. I don't even want to see him wait for 3-3. He has the advantage right now. He's going to start clearing some creep first.
Yep, going to scan a second time to reveal any units on the high ground. He's already pre-splitting here. Actually decides to scan the low ground to clear up more creep. Ror0 just needs more time. 17 Banelings on the way. That's exactly what he needs. And actually, he's going to kill these eBays, which means that the 3-3 is going to be pretty far delayed. And let's see what else he gets done here, because getting the 3-3 upgrades shut down is just the first thing he's going to do. Now he's going to send the Mutalisks into the main base here, start killing some of those SCVs. Looks like he's going to be able to get the turret this time with a +1 on those Mutas, and the Mutalisks count much higher. And the Mutalisks finally get pushed away, but he turns MarineKing around. And that's really, really important, you know, because that timing window for the counterattack is now lost. His 3-3 is lost. Great turnaround here for Ror0.
Yeah, definitely. That's the time he needed. That's the damage he needed. But I wonder, oh, here it comes again. The Banelings, are they going to hit? No, the Marauders in the front taking the brunt of the damage. Some of the Marines doing some damage as well to those Mutas. Eventually it does get cleaned up, but the main force of MarineKing's army is in the back here. And it's going to actually surround these Mutas, or at least it should. They're going to try to go into the main here where there is no, actually there's no rebuilt missile turret here.
Yeah.
So more damage is going to come down out of these Mutas.
Well, I mean, the Mutalisks here, you know, they've been so valuable in this game because he hasn't lost them, and they're allowing him to multitask really, really well. An interesting choice to lower the depots here, actually. Maybe hoping that he would use the Banelings on something else so he doesn't get supply blocked. The Mutalisks may kill that armory. It's burning here, and that would lose him the +3 for his Thors and Vikings later on if it comes to that, but most likely not. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Mutalisks coming in here maybe to try to finish off that armory. It's going to burn. He's just going to right-click it, actually, I feel, just to make sure it goes down.
Ror0's just playing with MarineKing right now. He's all over the place in his base right now. He's feigning going towards that 4th place to the left, and then he just goes right back into the main. Look at how many banelings are in that army right now. Could even possibly just straight up fight the army of MarineKing, but MarineKing's going to say, no, I'm going to counterattack here. How does Ror0 respond?
He has reached the going point, man. He's just going to go. He's no longer going to play Ror0's tennis match. He's actually just going to come in swinging. Now, this group of banelings, the hits that it gets is really, really important, and to be honest, killing all these SCVs with banelings is good economy-wise, but when it comes to defending the next attack, oh wow, no splits there. Never mind what I was going to say. I was going to say, it means he has less banelings to defend this army, but with the baneling hits like those, who needs the rest of them?
Yep, that's for sure. Here is Ror0 trying to fight Marines with his mutas. He does have enough mutas here, it seems, so now he's going to just start getting to work. Here is MarineKing's counterattack. Not the best splits here. But still, a lot of these Marines were put up into the medevac, so they do survive.
Okay,
look at this.
This is his moment. This is his moment. Remember, look at the army supply. He just finished all those banelings. Splitting here. Wants the banelings to hit the Thors. Oh, no. And he could be very happy with this, but with those Thors going down, there's still 19 Mulus on the map. Hellbat's at the front to tank it. And how much are we going to get done here? Thor, he lets it tank once more. One Thor goes down. Will he get the second one? Second Thor survives. He's making only Mulus right now. Back at home, MarineKing is making 8 Marines at a time. I think he's rebuilt some production to the top right. He's starting more barracks to the bottom left at his 3rd base as well. He has, he's down in supply. He's down in army supply as well. I don't see him coming back from this. I mean, he has the 3-3, I think, is getting closer to finishing, but it doesn't matter. He's got like a massive amount of turrets and a planetary here.
Yeah, he's trying to come back here, but it was just too much. Ror0 just had enough minerals and resources, gas, to make a ton of banelings. Even if it just went onto all of those Thors, it doesn't matter. They just had to kill that huge army, and they did. What was left back at the base here was being killed as it spawned out of the barracks by these Marines, or rather by the Butalists.
He didn't kill enough of the hatcheries. He didn't stop Ror0's economy, so now he's on one base with no army. And yeah, he's got a lot of bank, and he's trying to build a bunch of barracks to actually reproduce his army, but it's going to take way too long. Ror0's remaking a hatch right now. This barracks is going to go down. The E-bays are going to go down, meaning no more turrets. And what he could even consider doing at this point is just right-clicking the planetary with a bunch of banelings. Yeah. This isn't even like a manor hatch. This is just him taking more bases just in case MarineKing wants to trade. He doesn't know exactly how many Marines MarineKing has, but we know, and that count is at a low number of 3.
Yeah, I mean, even if MarineKing is able to stabilize on that one mining base with like 17 turrets, like it doesn't really matter because Ror0 just has enough here. He's going to take these 2 bases. He's going to get both of the gases, and he's just going to be able to stabilize on enough bases here. Ror0 is going to start poking at the edge of these barracks, even going to snipe probably a couple of them. There's no Thors here to defend against this. There's just nothing to defend. He can't defend here with 4 Marines.
Yeah, getting crushed right now by these Mutalists. And, I mean, if he had a Thor, this might be a different story. And yeah, the turrets are doing like an okay job at defending, but eventually he's going to run out of steam here. He has to repair the turrets and the barracks, which is money that he's going to eventually run out of here, as you guys can see. I mean, he had a huge bank. It's being depleted. But I feel like Ror0's play here is to just mass banelings and then like just attack in. He has the Zerlings. He has the gas. A few more minerals mined, once he gets these bases back up and saturated. I think that's the plan. That's what I'd do.
Yeah. MarineKing, I think he has an idea of what could happen here as well with banelings. So he's trying to make a big wall with these barracks, but I don't know. He has enough mutas as well on the edge. I mean, he's up to 38 mutalists now that can just snipe barracks in 2 volleys. So,
all right, he does it. The banelings are here, man. Here we go. 38 mutalists fighting against the turrets. 13 Marines. Goodbye, barracks. The medevacs drop like flies here. He's running away with those medevacs. It's like starting to lift up Marines and SCVs. There's the right click on the planetary. MarineKing now has no command centers left. The last of the medevacs fall, and Prime will yet again drop to 8th place. GG.
MarineKing looking crushed as that planetary went down. He's got to feel it for his team, It was even his penalty point that brought him to this tiebreaker match, and he was put out here, given another chance to prove himself, and this time, taking it late against Ror0, he didn't quite have the same success that he had in the game before.
God, that's actually such a good point. If he didn't type GG and Hangul instead of English characters, then they would have just taken the 7th place by default. That one point that he got from typing in Hangul because he was emotional is the reason they come here in the first place. I wonder if that's part of the reason why he asked to come out, because he knows it's in a sense his fault, and he failed